Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. I'm here with Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Always kissing his mama. I was just going to start your Gemini Tower scope for the month of February when he needed to be seen and loved right this very minute. That's the way he is, seen and loved this minute. So we can talk a little bit about the astrology. As we move forward. Gemini is a Mercury ruled sign, and Mercury is actually moving forward now. It had a retrograde period. It was retrograde at the beginning of the year. It started to move forward in January, and is still moving forward through February. And it is in Capricorn until the 11th, I believe, when it moves into Aquarius. Yeah, Gemini moves into Aquarius, so it moves into one of the other air signs. So that's good for you. It's trining your Gemini, and trines are always a flow of energy. And Aquarius is an energy of sort of technology, and so we can have an increase in your relationship with technology, and like technology helping you communicate. Now things are everything as February begins, all the planets are moving forward, so things are going to happen, and they're going to happen kind of fast. Can I do the reading now, Charlie? He's like, no, I have to stay here. Can I put you down? Can I put you down, little guy? I don't think Charlie's a Gemini, but he is very vocal, so it's possible. All right, you know what? I've shuffled these cards. I'll just shuffle them a little bit more, and we can do it with Charlie on my shoulder. You know, it's a very dual thing. You okay? Yeah. Am I disturbing you? Yeah. You're okay? Are you comfortable up there? Would you like to get down? It's like, no, Mama. Shouldn't you be patting me? For those of you who have missed Charlie, now you get to see him. Hi, Charlie. Oh, he's such a good boy. All right. Yeah, so let's see what's ahead for you guys. I'm trying to think, not a lot happening in February, actually. It's kind of a quiet month. Some things happening at the beginning of the month. There's a lot of revelation still to come. But astrologically, it's not as fraught as, say, January was, and it's not going to be as fraught as March. Well, March is more about change than fraughtness. We're going to get to the fraughtness around May, I think, but we'll get there. All right, let's see. What's the first card up? The Hermit. Have you been hiding out, Gemini? Not that I blame you. I blame anybody for hiding out. This is about depending on yourself and your own wisdom. You want to get down, honey? I'm going to put Charlie down. Such a good boy. We're going to put you down, okay? Charlie, can I put you down? These conversations I have with my cat. Come on, I'm going to put you down, okay? There we go. You're such a good boy. Thank you, Charlie. He didn't meow, so I guess it's okay. You all right, Bob? Okay. He's good. He needed a moment. He needed some love. So, what I'm here for. So you've kind of been hiding out, hermiting away from your mountaintop, shining your light, saying things and then disappearing, saying things and disappearing, perhaps. Challenge is the work that needs to be done, And some of this work is kind of tedious. And so there is some work that needs to be done on this physical plane. You might have to come off your mountain. Let's see what's underneath it all. Yeah, so this is a card about turning your back on things that you have either wanted or worked with, but moving in a direction that's more spiritually satisfactory. it seems as though you're torn between the spiritual and the mundane, everyday, work a day kind of thing. That's what this card, but I think you've made the decision. I think that you're still in a lot of stress about the decision about following your spiritual guidance or just your path, your spiritual path, away from the more sort of earthly things. Let's see what's in the sky. Lots of information coming in. So you've had a recent download of information. And this could even be information about the past life reading, perhaps, or maybe even if you're an ex-president, all your dirty laundry is being, put out there. And that would include even, because I'm thinking of course, the 45th president of the US, ex-president, and I'm also thinking of Boris Johnson. And maybe Xi Jinping too. I think Xi Jinping is a Gemini. A lot of Geminis out there in positions of power. So a lot of that stuff is coming out, a lot of the dirty laundry stuff. In the sky, we have the Prince of Swords. This is it Prince? Yes, Prince of Swords. This is the Prince of Swords takes action on what he thinks is right, but sometimes he runs into situations before he actually is aware of just how complex they are. It reminds me of the time when the ex-president said, "Who knew healthcare was so complicated?" Like, I don't know, everybody who's ever had anything to do with healthcare. Hello. But it's kind of like, I can fix that, and then you realize, oh geez, had no idea. But of course he never intended to fix anything. But that's not what this reading's about. This card says, be careful of what you involve yourself in. Make sure you have all the facts before you fools rush in where angels dare to tread kind of energy with that one. You are defending your position, though. You're defending. 9 of Wands. You'll have to defend your position. This kind of looks a little like Trump's reading, but I'll try not to mention him too much because I feel bad for the Geminis because, it applies to him too. And it's so easy to kind of see it. How people see you is stable. Somebody who knows the value of money, but maybe holds on to it a little bit too tightly. It's interesting because this card is located on the Tree of Life in Hesed, which is about generosity, but this card doesn't really scream generosity, does it? It screams sort of being closed down by your love of resources, money, or power. So you can pick whichever one you want, how people see you. So they either see you as powerful but stingy, powerful but not willing to really dig deep into the emotional side of yourself because you're so afraid of losing what you have. Or it could just simply mean somebody who understands power and that resources and power go together. Your domestic situation. Yeah, you have a lot of burdens. You want to get up that hill? I want to get up that hill. With all those wands, you're going to have to reorganize. So it's important this month to reorganize your home or wherever you spend most of your time. It's time to figure out what you no longer need to carry, let it go, and then carry what you need to carry to the place you want to go in a more organized manner. Hopes and fears. The Hierophant. You're afraid of the government. You're afraid of the IRS. You're afraid of that inner voice that you hear, or are there just too many voices to hear at this point? Gemini is the sign of communication, and there's a lot of voices to be heard for Gemini. The other thing about Gemini is Gemini sees both sides of things. One of the reasons why I wear a black and white shirt, because Gemini is the pinnacle of black and white. It's the pinnacle of duality. It shows us the black ink against the white page. how we write, how we communicate, how we put things in little boxes. That's very much a Mercurial and Gemini energy, gathering the information, right? So is this a hope or is this a fear? You hope that your inner voice is perhaps sending you in the right on the right path, or perhaps you fear that the government is after you. Outcome is the 5 of Wands, so there's a little bit of chaos. There's a little bit of perhaps infighting or just general fighting, but this really does create a lot of energy for creativity. So even though it's disruptive and it's chaotic, there is, and you know, you've been on the mountaintop, so there is some challenges ahead for you, even though you've sort of been hiding out. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. We have the 7 of Wands. You have the higher ground here, seeing it coming. The Queen of Swords. This is a woman who has been through it and understands and has very, very good judgment. And the Devil. The Devil. So for the rest of you that aren't the ex-president, this is, I guess what these cards are saying is that you need to choose your master. You need to choose your master. Is the devil your master? Is your work your master? Is somebody else your master? Are you your own master? Who's the master? Who's the master here? And are you doing that by choice? Because there's always choice. You're a Gemini. It's all about choice. So you're either choosing to stay ignorant of something, or you're choosing not to, or you're choosing an addiction, or you're choosing not to. You understand? Underneath it all is the Wheel of Fortune. So we have change coming for you. We have the Chariot. This is about moving in the direction of your destiny, your soul's work. This is fast, fast, fast. So we have change coming on very fast. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is about working with people who are really good at what they do. If you are the ex-president, this could be connections to dark money. So that's just that. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you would. You can check out my other offerings. I do astrology, I do numerology and Kabbalah. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my channel, not well organized, but it's there. Famous people doing their Kabbalah and astrology. I do have an in the news segment. The last in the news person I did was oh my goodness, who was it? I did it just last week. Oh, Kevin McCarthy. Yeesh, kabibbles. I'm glad I'm not him. Anyway, you can check all that out. I also have a Patreon page if you want to support me. In that way, I do have some special things on Patreon that you can't get on YouTube. And I am going to expand my Patreon as soon as I get a couple more. I'm going to do it anyway, but in order to make it, well, I'm going to put more stuff on there. You can only see if you're a patron. So if that intrigues you, please. All right, guys, have a wonderful month, and I'll see you again next month. Remember, it's all about the choices you make. It's in your hands. It's in your hands. And actually, Gemini rules the hands, so it's truer than true than true. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.